Welcome back to Cure of the Common Game. Today in deck number 682, we're going to talk about Ruxa, the Patient Professor. I love the fact that this creature type is a bear. We've got a 4-mana 4/4 bear druid. Now, when Ruxa enters the battlefield or attacks, that's beautiful. It's kind of a Titan-esque ability. Return target creature card with no abilities from your graveyard to your hand. When I first saw this card, that's where my hype level started going up. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1. Yeah. And then, you may have creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. Now, preface here, I have had a chance to actually play this deck, and it played remarkable. It's easy to overlook because everybody automatically knows all your creatures do nothing. Now, here's the thing, though. Last time I did, what was it? One of the original Legends was green white, and I think I did Nilla Wafers, where it was just the commander, basic lands, and Miranda Petroglyphs. Okay, this is the card that started it all from Future Sight. It was as a joke, and then people like me started wanting no ability tribal. But the problem is, there's only so much you can do with no ability tribal. I know tomorrow did a whole podcast on it, or drive to whatever one of the million things he does on it. But as soon as you can't use Overrun in this deck, because as soon as you cast Overrun, well, all your creatures gain trample, so they lose all of the pluses from Ruxa and the Petroglyphs. So, you got to kind of watch what you do. So, let's go through the creatures. Now, it does not matter what the creatures are. They are creatures with no abilities. So, doesn't really matter what they are. Just the idea that to flood them out there quickly. Willow Elf. I tried to use more obscure ones that I couldn't, find a niche for in any other deck. Norwood Ranger, Omega Mirror, Barbary Apes, Elvish Warrior sees a little bit of play in some elf decks, Grizzly Bear. Yeah, there wasn't enough actual bears to go hardcore bears. There's a Grizzly Bear, Runeclaw Bear, Balduvian Bear, but and the Commander, which that's it. I had thought about the whole, a Eula being in there just as a teacher's aid, if you will, but there just wasn't enough bears to merit it. And you can't do changelings because they have the ability changeling. Guerrilla Warrior, Nessie and Courser from the same Future Sight. I love these printings. Future Sight did the 5 vanilla creatures, one for each color, in the extended art frame like this. This is the first time that we saw that, so it's kind of neat. Trained Armadon, Gnarled Mass. Yeah, Phyrexian Hulk is in there because maybe I was just looking through the 7th edition binder and saw a foil one, and I thought, why not? Kindercatch, Nettle Swine, Dirkwood Boars, Moss Monster, Vastwood Gorger, Colonian Tusker, Vorst Claw. Y'all know I was putting in Crawlworm, right? I mean, I can't tell you how much damage I've done with Crawlworms. Not a lot since 1994, but still. Thundering Tantodon. I missed it. It has trample. Dang it. I was really wanting the Phyrexian mana. Okay, here's a slot. I can't believe I missed that. I got all the way through deck building and all the way through deck listing, because as usual, they're all listed on Archidect. How did I miss the trample? And then the Ancient Brontodon. So, yeah, just 7 mana, 9/9. Now, I wanted to actually make it, because the last one I did, the Nilla Wafers, was just, it wasn't top notch. So, what I thought about was playing creatures, turning them sideways. This is what Ruxa wants us to do. She pumps them up, And they're already just about pretty good mana for their power and toughness. So when you add the +1, and if we get lucky enough, the +2, stuff starts to get real. But then I was like, that's not enough creatures. I need multipliers. I need one card that turns into more than one cards. What I'm talking about is stuff like Grisly Fate, a card that makes tokens. So Grisly Fate is one card in the deck, but it's going to make 2 bears the first time. And when you flash it back, it's going to make 4 more bears. So that's 6. It's a lot of mana over the course of whatever time. But that's 6 wafers for one card. Hunting Pack. As the green player, a lot of times we're sitting there, and there's a counterspell war going or a spell war going, and yeah, I know 7 mana is a whole lot to hold up, but not in this deck, not really, because we have a slight Forest Matters theme, and anyway, you can get multiple 4/4 beasts here. Curious Herd, same thing. You're getting 3/3 beast. 1 Dozen Eyes. I've always thought that was such a clever name. Do you get it? Because you get a 5/5 beast and then 5/1/1 beast. That's a total of 6 creatures, all with 2 eyes. So you have 1 Dozen Eyes. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Howl the Night Pack. Get them wolves for each forest. That's part of the forest theme, Fungal Sprouting. X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So the idea is attack, maybe Harvest Season. I figure Harvest Season's a great card. Count your tapped creatures. So what's the good EV on this? I figure if you can get 2, you're doing all right. 3 is pretty good. More than 3 is outstanding. So, my favorite thing, swing out, catch Harvest Season. Maybe I'm getting 4 or 5. And then, since our creatures can't have vigilance, but we can untap them with the mobilize, vitalize thing. The Primal Bellow is going to help there with the forest thing, and more importantly, Blanchwood Armor, because that is the way. Because it does not grant an ability, it just makes them bigger. So let's look at this ramp, shall we? It is mostly, we've got the Moss Diamond and the Gaius Touch. Everything else is spell-based. Rampant Growth, Harrow, Search for Tomorrow, Cultivate, Explore, Ranger's Path, Circuitous Route, and Summer Bloom. Summer Bloom, yeah, kind of weird, but there are more lands than normal in the deck. I can't remember the number off the top of my head right now, but there's more than a normal deck should have. Harmonize and Rites of Flourishing round out the card draw. Titania's Boon, there again, there's many cards I could have put here. Whoa, too many cards I could have put here. I hit the camera. 1/1 count on each creature. I have room for more now since I have a trample creature I need to replace, and a fog. I'm telling you, there's only one non-basic land in the entire deck, which is Rogue's Passage, which brings us to our removal. If you'll notice, there was a severe lack of flying creatures, because that's an ability. So Plummet, I figured we kind of had to have it. Naturalize and Return to Nature. Even went so far for the Bramble Crush. It can pop a land, an artifact, enchantment, a planeswalker. That's the big thing here. Desert Twister, yes, it's overcosted, but is it really in green? 6 in green's like 4 in any other color, so I'm down with it. Autumn's Veil, Beast Within, it's a great card. And in a pinch, because I think what I did was I popped my own land to get a 3/3 token, because it had no abilities, to make it a 5/5, and blocked with it. Yeah, it accomplished the same thing as killing that creature, but I ended up with a 5/5 out of the deal. And then natural state. A lot of artifacts or enchantments that we care about blowing up fit that 3 or less. So I figured I'd take a chance on it and see how it plays. So that is Ruxa. It was super fun to play. I'm not sure did I win that game? I know I put a person or two out. I can't remember. It's been a while now. But it was a blast because, it's a mono green deck nobody really saw coming. So, but that is 682. We're going to go ahead and put it on the wall. Man, that block's filling up fast, isn't it? So that is what we have got for today. I do appreciate it, and y'all let me know what you think. What did I miss? But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.